Hello, welcome to TTV News. Ladies and gentlemen, according to Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the People's Committee of TayNinhTV Province, the allocation of public investment capital in 2024 to units under the management of the province and district, towns and city ensure four principles.
Those are the following four specific principles: arranging enough capital for transitional projects, paying off on outstanding debts, arranging reciprocal capital with the province and central government, giving priority to allocating investment capital to new qualified projects that must have investment policies and belong to an approved project. In the 2024 Public Investment Plan, TayNinhTV was assigned a total capital expected by the Ministry of Planning and Investment of more than 4,174 billion Vietnam dong. According to the expected balance of revenue and expenditure of the Provincial Business Committee, more than 4,250 billion Vietnam dong was presented to the Provincial Business Council, an increase of more than 76 billion Vietnam dong. TayNinhTV will focus on investing, accumulate and accelerate the progress of specific national target programs. Key projects have great significance for the province's socio-economic development and have the nature of connecting and spreading to the regions. In addition, TayNinhTV will continue to prioritize investment capital sources to invest in developing important socio-economic infrastructure systems to create breakthroughs in attracting domestic and foreign private capital in the following ways: public-private partnerships, especially social infrastructure projects serving the community and people's livelihoods such as transportation, healthcare, and education. From the beginning of the year until now, forest management units in TayNinhTV Province have done well in forest protection, zoning for natural forest regeneration, afforestation, anti-deforestation, and forest fire prevention and fighting. With forest protection, natural forest regeneration has managed and protected the entire existing forest area of 66,569.0 hectares. It includes 46,425 hectares of natural forest, 20,144 hectares of planted forest. This entire forest area is contracted to organizations, groups of households and households to protect and prevent forest fires. Regarding forest development and forest use, up to now, 538.80 hectares have been planted, equal to 119.2% of the plan. Besides, violations of regulations on the forestry law are still relatively complicated. According to a report from the Forest Protection Department of TayNinhTV Province, up to now there have been 121 cases of violating regulations on the forestry law in the province, an increase of 53 cases over the same period. The main cause is due to violating general regulations such as illegally bringing tools and equipment into the forest, setting traps to catch wild animals. To date, most violations have been handled. There are 95 cases, including 4 carried over from last year, and about 30 cases are in the verification process. After 95 cases that have been handled, 2 cases have been transferred to the police for criminal prosecution. The total amount of fines and payments to the budget is over 179 million Vietnam dong. TayNinhTV Biên Hòa Joint Stock Company or TTVNEWS has just issued a notice about starting to receive sugarcane, officially entering the 2023-2024 harvest season. It brings a lot of good news to sugarcane farmers. The 2023-2024 harvest takes place in the context when the sugar industry is experiencing many positive changes as world sugar prices recover and grow. TTVNEWS has issued a sugarcane purchasing policy in the factory's raw material area in line with sugar price developments on the market to encourage farmers. Accordingly, the purchasing price of sugarcane in the 2023-2024 crop has increased by 10% to 15% compared to the previous harvest. With a raw material area of 17,000 hectares, the average productivity of TayNinhTV region this year is over 80 tons per hectare, with an expected sugarcane output of over 1,200,000 tons. In order to harvest the crop promptly, handle the amount of sugarcane in the main crop, and ensure that post-harvest sugarcane can regenerate well even with El Nino conditions. As forecast for next year, TTC Acres has officially started the crop early, promise a sugarcane harvest season with high productivity, quality, profits, and good prices compared to previous years. It contributes to maintaining the title of TayNinhTV raw material area as the capital of sugarcane in the country. Currently, key regional connection projects have been actively implemented by TayNinhTV. With the Ho Chi Minh City Mobile Expressway construction investment project, the province has agreed with Ho Chi Minh City on the arrangement of the intersection between the project and Ho Chi Minh Road, the implementation plan and capital mechanism to build parallel retaining walls. It is expected that the Prime Minister will approve the project investment policy in the fourth quarter of 2023. Goyo Samad Expressway construction investment project, phase 1 from Goyo to TayNinhTV City. Sunrup is preparing a project pre-feasibility study report and investment proposal for Goyo Samad Expressway project. According to the public-private partnership or PPP method, interline road connecting area NH 7H7B 7H9 components project 1 and H road expected to start construction in the fourth quarter of 2023. Components project to DT7H7B road expected to be completed in the second quarter of 2024. Components project 3 DT7H9 road expected to be completed in the fourth quarter of 2024. The Logistics Center, ICT, and General Port in Hưng Thuận, Commune, Tràng Bàng Thao, TayNinhTV Province have been approved by the Prime Minister for the Provincial Purpose Committee to decide to change the use purpose of more than 213 hectares of farmland to non-agricultural land to implement the project. Currently, the units are coordinating to carry out a number of tasks such as site clearance and preparing of project feasibility study reports. On December 4, in Hoa Hội, Commune Châu Thành District, authorized by the Command of Military Region 7, the Ministry of Military Affairs of TayNinhTV Province organized the giving of 65 rating cows worth over 1 billion Vietnam dong to human households who live in residential areas adjacent to the border militia post in TayNinhTV. The ceremony was attended by Lieutenant Colonel Đỗ Huy Hạnh, head of the Mass Mobilization Department, Political Department of Military Command Region 7. Previously, there were also given 45 rating cows. Of the total 110 rating cows, the Provincial Military Command supported 26 cows. The remaining were supported by the Military Region 7. Colonel Đỗ Thành Việt, Deputy Political Commissioner of the Provincial Military Command, thanked the support from the Party Committee, Military Region Command, units and sponsors for creating favorable conditions for the Provincial Military Command to perform its role well, advised the Provincial Peace Committee and Provincial Steering Committee to well implement the project and plan to build a residential area adjacent to the border militia post in the period of 2019-2025. This round of giving cows help people develop economically and stabilize life and contribute to maintaining the border. It is known that 100% of households have volunteered to go to border to live, feel secure in production, and are determined to keep their land at the border. Residential areas adjacent to border militia posts have truly become solid forums, a city war, a pure heart posture in protecting national border sovereignty. The groundwater source in daily life in Tân Hoa border commune, Tân Châu district is considered to be heavily contaminated with alum. On the water supply projects have been invested, the capacity only meets less than 1 out of 3 of the local households. Therefore, many households still have to continue using alum-contaminated water. In 2020, the Peace Committee of TayNinhTV Province approved investment in upgrading the Saigon to rich water supply system. The system has a design capacity up to 1,300 cubic meters per day and night, with items such as building raw water reservoirs, processing cluster operator, level 2 pump house, clean water tank. The electrical system supplies power to the entire pumping station, expanding the pipeline network. By September 2023, the project will be accepted and put into use. Due to its location next to the shore of Yotien Lake, the raw water supply for this project will no longer depend on the water source provided by Fico Cement Company as before. From there, it will ensure a sufficient supply of clean water for local households. After 2 months of operation, there are currently more than 1,300 households using standard water from this project. The number of households using it is also tending to increase over time. The Council for Evaluating and Classifying Outcrop Products in Zhangmengtao had just organized a conference to evaluate and classify outcrop products in 2023. Mr. Ha Minh-Yao, Vice Chairman of the Tao People's Committee, Chairman of the Association Co-Evaluating and Classifying Outcrop Products in the Tao, hosting the conference. In 2023, clean rice products of Phước Hòa Agricultural Service Cooperative in Phước Trẻ Cam Miểu registered to participate in outcrop. The product is assessed to have many improvements in design, quality, ensuring conditions and regulations on stamps, labels, and product traceability. Council members discussed and commented on the product documents, suggestions that production integrators need to overcome some shortcomings and limitations to continue to improve quality, upgrade products, increase market value, and local characteristics. In particular, it is necessary to pay attention to applying technical solutions to develop products according to new standards, ensuring food safety and hygiene. Council members also agreed to request the Tao People's Committee to recognize clean rice products of Phước Hòa Agricultural Service Cooperative as meeting RISA outcrop standards.
Turn to other news, ladies and gentlemen. In 2023, domestic investment attractions in Taynan province decreased, but foreign investment attractions increased. Attracting domestic investment capital is estimated at nearly 13,000 billion Vietnamese dong, decreased more than 24% over the same period. Meanwhile, attracting foreign investment capital is estimated as 751 million US dollars, increased 8.5% over the same period.
Specifically for attracting domestic investment capital, 27 new projects are granted. 2 projects with investment policies approved and investor selection procedures are being carried out. There are 16 projects adjusted to increase capital, 3 rounds of capital reduction projects, 1 foreign project converted into a domestic project, with registered capital of nearly 23 billion Vietnam dong. 6 projects terminated operations. Up to now in the province, there are 700 valid domestic investment projects with registered capital of 130,663 billion Vietnam dong. For attracting foreign investment capital, 13 new projects with investment capital of 283 million US dollar, 42 projects adjusted to increase capital with increased capital of 471 million US dollar. 2 rounds of projects adjusted to reduce capital. In addition, 12 projects ceased operations. Accumulated, there are 369 foreign investment projects in the province with registered capital of 9,732 million US dollar.
Ladies and gentlemen, previously there were regulations on controlling revised tutorings and extra class, but it was only within the frameworks of the school. Tutorings outside of school still lack of legal basis to regulate, monitor, and handle, with the proposal to include tutorings and learnings in conditional business life is one of the important solutions to improve these activities.
I also propose that the government directs the Ministry of Planning and Investment to have the competent authority decide to include tutoring in conditional business life. During the process of amending the investment law, we sent documents to the Ministry of Planning and Investment and the Prime Minister to add additional teaching and learning to conditional business life. Because some provisions controlling extracurricular teaching outside of schools, specified in Circular Number 17, expired in 2019. For nearly 4 years now, test preparation centers established previously have not been renewed. New centers have not yet been licensed. Along with that, according to current regulations, public school teachers can still teach students in their classes if they have permission from management levels. Education experts say that this regulation needs to be clarified more specifically to reduce unnecessary negativity when organizing private tutoring. One of the biggest negatives of tutoring is that the teacher teaches the students in class while waiting for the National Assembly to issue regulations. On this time of conditional business, I hope the Ministry of Education will clearly stipulate that teachers do not tutor students whom they teach in class. If we consider tutoring as a profession, we will have to create a legal basis for tutors. Teachers must meet the criteria for professional education and professional ethics, and they have to pay income tax to the state. Including tutoring in regulations and supervision is important, but if you want to prevent negative aspects of tutoring, you need to take care so that teachers have a good income and feel secure in sticking with the profession. In addition, it is necessary to substantially reduce the curriculum load as well as change the way students are evaluated to reduce exam pressure. At that time, families' need for extra learning automatically readily decrease.
The audience in the trends of strengthening regional connectivities and promoting global free trade, strong international integration will be an important risk for Vietnam Customs to readily assert its positions in the international arena. It not only contribute to promoting foreign trade and ensuring security, but also facilitates the global trade supply chain.
According to a survey by the Vietnam E-commerce Association, with thousands of businesses across the country, the e-commerce sector continues to grow strongly, with a growth rate of over 25% and reached large scale of over $20 billion. This growth rate can be maintained in the 3-year period of 2023-2025. I clearly see that custom digitization has now gone from level 3 to level 4, which is very exciting. That's the impression. The second impression is related to the number of people participating online very quickly. Although e-commerce is developing strongly, Vietnam does not have separate regulations on management policies and custom procedures for goods traded via e-commerce. Exported and imported goods traded via e-commerce encounter problems in procedures, licensing, conditions, and specialized inspection. Vietnam needs to innovate management policies and custom procedures for import and export goods traded via e-commerce. Currently, the custom industry is focusing on implementing the task of developing platform system to meet the requirements of deploying a system to connect and send numbers of the custom industry to serve the connection and data sharing of inter-industry information system following a centralized sharing connection model, build platform services to deploy e-government for custom authorities, and complete the online public service provision platform. Experts and businesses also recommended strengthening management and supervision of goods in the online environment, promoting consumer confidence in online shopping activities, protecting traders, organize healthy business, and promote e-commerce development. According to the Vietnam Aviation Administration, the situation of excess supply capacity is evident in the last 3 months of the year, when the total market supply load has increased by 15.2% compared to 2019, but the total market passenger load is only forecast to increase by 7.5%. This negatively impacts airlines' prices and revenue. Currently, airfare, especially for routes during dates, are doubling or tripling compared to last year. The sky-high increase in ticket price has startled many people and forced them to consider changing their means of transportation. A representative of a travel company in Hanoi said that air ticket price accounts for 40 to 60% of the tour cost, forcing the company to diversify its routes to such many customers or cut down on some unnecessary services to ensure that tour prices are not raised too high. In particular, this unit also accepts to spend billions of Vietnam dong to reserve thousands of early flight seats to get cheaper price to give customers a reasonable trip. According to the Vietnam Association of Air Transport Enterprises, airlines themselves are still having to struggle to overcome difficult times. Currently, ticket prices are still lower than the risk-price selling price. Currently, ticket prices are still lower than the risk-price selling price, while a series of input factors such as fuel, exchange rates have unfavorable developments, leaving room to lower airfare on domestic routes in the short term. According to some economic experts, airlines should consider appropriate prices to stimulate people to travel because visiting relatives and returning home to celebrate that is a necessary need. In the context of a difficult economy, if ticket price is too high, people will limit travel, change to other means of transport such as trains, cars, or travel abroad. If not, you will lose at home.
That's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.